Yo, welcome back to another video where a guy who doesn't have the credentials to be talking about this game, the projected credentials to be talking about this game, is going to talk about his opinion in this game. So make sure to sit back, relax, and like the video. Enjoy. Marvel Rivals is a game that I honestly didn't think I'd ever get back into. I was introduced to this game back when it first came out by one of my friends, and it got me interested in it. This was back in a time where my whole feed was memes of this little shark. Jesus, he's scary. However, after around 10, 11 hours of playing the game, I just stopped. I lost all interest in the game. However, recently I started playing the game again after hearing about the drama with that $40,000 tournament. I thought that I would play for a bit and then just stop like last time. But for some reason, this time I didn't. This time I've stayed a lot longer, and this time I've not got bored of the game. But why is this? Why am I loving this game so much all of a sudden? Before we start, this opinion's coming from someone who has never touched rank before, and if he did, I'm projected to be a silver. So Marvel Rivals is a shooter game that lets you play with Marvel characters like Iron Man, Captain America, and so on. For people like me who play quick matches, the main modes of this game consist of capturing a point and pushing something to different locations. There are 3 different types of characters you can play, which are Vanguard, which is the tank, Duelist, and the Strategist, which are healers. Tanks have a lot of health. Duelists have less health, but they are really good at attacking, and healers are good at healing and giving allies buff. Overall, if I counted right, there are 48 characters in the game, including all 3 Deadpools. Now that we know the basics, what was my experience with the game? I was introduced to Marvel Rivals around the time it came out. A friend of mine had me watch him play it on Discord, and it got me interested in the game. And from there, I started playing it mostly on my own, and I did really enjoy it. I enjoyed the movement, the mechanics, and I enjoyed the characters a lot. However, my interest in the game quickly began to fail, and I always wonder why. With other shooter games, I have a mixed feeling about them. Although I do like other shooter games, I sometimes have problems playing them. With a game like Call of Duty, I only really do the story modes of the game, as the multiplayer got very boring for me during the late 2010s. With a game like Fortnite, where it's a battle royale, I have a problem playing by myself. I'm not really sure why, but playing Fortnite solo for more than about 30 minutes to an hour is very hard for me to do. I always prefer to play it with some of my friends. With both games, sometimes it feels like I'm doing the same thing over and over, and when I play by myself, it gets really hard to play. And even though you are doing the same thing over and over in Marvel Rivals, for some reason it just doesn't feel the same, even though the same thing applies for the game. Marvel Rivals for me is the same few game modes since I haven't played competitive yet. So you would think that it would get stale just like the other shooter games do for me, but for some reason it hasn't. And I believe that has to do with some of the characters that the game has to offer. Although there are only 3 different types of characters in the game, a lot of them feel different from one another, or there's enough of them to make it feel like they're different from one another, even though sometimes they might serve a very similar purpose. For me personally, I like to play as either support characters or the duelist, and I try to avoid being the tank unless no one else will, because I have a massive skill issue. You can be like me and play the support character, helping a team out and buffing your allies. Or you can literally be in the face of the enemies with a big sword, or just with your hands to rock the shit out of your enemies just because. You can even play long range characters and shoot from a distance. You can literally just go invisible and no one would know you're there except for your team. You can try and do a 1v5 even though you probably shouldn't, or you can try and 1v1 Iron Fist as a support for some reason. And you could get MVP 4 times in a row just to do absolutely nothing in the 5th game. And you can even get MVP when someone else probably should have deserved it over you. I think this is what can keep some people interested in the game. However, when I first started playing the game, when I tried other characters, I never really gave them a chance. So I ended up just playing one character for basically the whole time I played the game. And because of this, I believe it made me lose interest in the game. This time, although I clearly have a character that I like to play as more, I've reached out and actually gave other characters a chance, giving me a lot more replayability than I had the first time I played. Although I think this is completely fine to have a character you main, for someone like me, it might just kill interest in the game. Marvel Rivals is a really good game, and for someone who mostly plays Quick Match, Marvel Rivals does not have many game modes. However, the amount of characters and the amount of different ways that you can play the game has given the game more replayability for me personally. For me, this is a very important for any game. Now, this might not be a main reason someone like you would play the game, and that is completely fine. But it is for these reasons that I am still playing the game right now. This was Textish, and we'll leave it off on my really bad gameplay footage. Until next time.
I'll take it.
My anger is healthy! Oh, I need assistance.
Goddamn beautiful, baby!
Chin up. We are undefeatable! Systems restored. You don't have to fight alone. Your team's capture progress has passed the halfway point. Control seized. Focus on the battle. That was fun.
Problem solved!
Mantis strikes.
An exponential boost!
You must resist. You captured more than half of the mission area. Keep going. Fire mode.
My healing factor can't keep up! How about an assist?
Focus on the battle. Arsenal prime. My anger is healthy.
Raise your heart, those Colossus!
Disappear! I am wounded. Who will help? You need some help.
Guess who just showed their stupid face?
Glory is almost yours. Chin up. I am healed.
Feeling fantastic.
You don't have to fight alone. This is natural anger.